Welcome to Birds of Prey Sports, where we cover Orioles and Ravens news weekly. We're your hosts, Jared and TJ. And in this video, we'll be covering the Orioles versus Reds series. A series, the NL Central, for some reason, has owned the Orioles for the last few years. I don't know what it is about them. We already struggled versus the NL Central opponent in the Brewers. We got our heads kicked in the first two games, wound up winning the last game. Lost the series to the Cardinals last year, lost the series to the Cubs, lost to the Brewers last year, lost to the Reds. I don't remember the last team in the NL Central. Um, who is the last team in the NL Central? I don't know, but probably lost the series to them to be honest. So I don't know what that's about. The NL Central seems to own us, but luckily we kind of get off on the right foot here. When I get off on the right foot, but finally you beat an NL Central opponent. I think this is our first time you've beaten an NL Central opponent since 2022, which was the Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. So, shout out to the Orioles for finally breaking some narratives. Even though there wasn't really narratives going into it. But, I couldn't wait for something to start where it's like Orioles for some reason, like watch this face like the Brewers in the World Series or something. So, but anyways, honestly, we're just gonna get right into it. This is should be a quick series to recap here. The Orioles just really dominated the whole way. So, can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right, so the Orioles won the first game 3-0. Pretty easy game. We didn't really do our scoring until late, but we got the job done here. Marchman doubles to center, Mateo scores to make it 1-0. Ahern hits a two-run shot to make it 3-0, and that's all the scoring there is in this game. Our top hitters, Gunnar goes 2 for 4, Rutschman goes 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Ahern goes 2 for 5 with two RBIs and a run scored. Mountcastle goes 2 for 5, and that's really all our top hitters in the game. Our pitchers, Cole Irvin, Cole Swervin Irvin again, he's pitching a gem like for this third straight game, 6 1/3, 2 hits, zeros across the board with 4 strikeouts. Cano goes 2/3 of an inning, zeros across the board. Coulomb goes an inning, zeros across the board, 1 strikeout. And Kimbrel gets the save. He's back, not hurt anymore. He gets the save, his eighth on the year. He pitches the inning, zeros across the board with 3 strikeouts. So you like seeing these relievers here, no hits and no walks, just taking care of business. That's all you want to see from these guys. And shout out to the pitching. I mean, let's be real here. The pitching has been really the highlight of the Orioles the past week. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy because going that A series, it was like bullpens blowing games, and our starters aren't giving us length. It's like, what are we doing here? But I don't know. They turn on a switch. So we'll see if this is for real or if this is, maybe just a little bit of a good spurt for them. So kind of give me a reaction to game one of the series versus the Reds.
Pitching was, amazing in this game. It definitely helped out our hitters. We were 2 for 13 and runners in scoring position. So pitching definitely, took the forefront in this game. Like you said, we did a lot of our scoring late. So it's good to get these quality wins on the road, to really, show just how strong your pitching is, especially after going against the Yankees,
Yeah.
who we pretty much shut them down, continuing to shut another team down, who's, a middle of the pack team, but still pretty good. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see all these zeros here, all these zeros. Besides Ellie De La Cruz, 2 for 4, but everyone 0 for 4, 0 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 3, 0 for 3. All these offers, you just love to see that, especially when you're the opponent. So um, I mean, 2 hits in the game, all from one guy, just spectacular performance from Cole Irvin. I guess we should start doing something like the MVP of the game. I think the MVP of the game will be Cole Irvin here. Really pitches his ass off in this game, and he pitches, behind off the last 3 games. They went to one of the games, remember? Want to say it was the Athletics, remember? And
Yeah.
we're seeing his start again on Friday versus the Diamondbacks. So hopefully he continue that trend. So we're just gonna move quickly on to game two of the series. The Orioles sneak away with the win here, 2-1. Orioles get started early. Mateo hits another home run to make it 1-0. Rutschman hits a home run to make it 2-0. Reds make it interesting in the ninth. The single Spencer Steer makes it 2-1, but the Orioles shut the door on the Reds. I missed, want to say 4 or 5 innings. I was getting my hair cut. But tell me, tell me how it looks, guys. So no one's gonna comment. Anyways, our top hitters in the day. Henderson goes 1 for 3, with a walk. Rutschman has a great day. He goes 3 for 4 with an RBI, a home run and a run scored. Let's see. Mateo goes 1 for 4 with an RBI, home run and a run scored. And that's kind of all our top hitters in the day. Somehow we won with scoring over 6 runs to score position. I guess because we hit two home runs, so I get two solo shots. John Means makes his return. He was just brilliant. He was fantastic in this game. John Means gets the win, his first win of the year. 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no earned runs, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. Ciano Perez makes another great outing. He goes an inning, 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. I think the Yankees series started with 18 ERA or more. I think it was worse. He got it down to 18. He got to the 9. Now it's down to 6. So he's slowly creeping it down. Hopefully he can get it to 3 the next game. But Kimbrel just kind of crap the bed here. He gets the hold, but he goes and one third of an inning, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and a strikeout. Cano comes in. He gets his first save of the year. 2/3 of an inning, zeros across the board with 1 strikeout. We saw good from Kimbrel on Friday night. He looked like the old Kimbrel, that we saw before he started getting hurt. But then he just reverted back to his old self. I don't know what that was about. He kind of, really crapped the bed here. And, I guess I just want to ask, like, are you okay with us doing closer by committee, I guess, like instead of using Kimbrel every start, like how we used to do Bautista?
No, we need to get John Harbaugh away from this team as fast as possible. I'm just playing. But I feel like that's one of the struggles that we're gonna have this year. We're not used to doing a closer by committee. We're used to having our main guy, Felix Bautista. So we're gonna have to go through certain guys' ups and downs, whether that's Kimball and Cano.
Right.
And I feel like we would benefit and potentially getting, at the pennant race, deadline, All-Star game deadline, maybe we can trade for a more permanent closer, just until we get Bautista back. Then maybe we can trade him, for, another piece that we might need at that time. But I don't think this is sustainable at all, this closer by committee.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
right, exactly. Cano hasn't really been great as a closer. Kimbrel just too inconsistent. Webb, who knows if he can continue up that trend? He was balling against the Yankees. Coulomb, not really a closer as well. So we're just gonna find ways to close games, and hopefully we blow more teams out. So we don't have to really decide that. But Kimbrel is just not a guy you're gonna have to use every other outing. Every outing. For a save. So it's unfortunate, but we were spoiled with Felix Bautista. Let's be real here. So and then I mean the offense got to do a little bit better. Only 2 runs on the board. So kind of give me your reaction to game 2 of the series before we move on to the final game.
Once again, I feel like the pitching, really are the MVPs of this game.
Right.
We were 0 for 6 runners in scoring position. Obviously, we got those, the home run, but
Hmm.
again, this is a tight win. And the pitching definitely, supported the runs that we did. This was a perfect marriage between the two pitching, and run support. With the pitching
Right.
being a little bit more important in this game. And we got John Means, coming back and having a strong outing. I mean, six
Yeah.
strikeouts, zero
Eight.
earned runs. I mean, he was amazing. And I can't wait to see what him and Bradish are going to do, moving forward this season. They're going to get even more healthier and stronger. So this is a
Yeah.
very good sign, for us.
Right. So MVP of this game is actually be co-MVPs. Give it to John Means and then give Adley Rutschman since he went 3 for 4 in this game, got an RBI on a home run. I think that was our game-winning home run pretty much because he made it 2-0. So, you know, another great rehab, not rehab outing, but first outing for our rehab pitchers. Bradish on Thursday, Means on Saturday. So, shout out to him. Like he's been through a lot these past few years. He deserves this. So and he deserves to be a part of a winning team. Means has really been on some really bad Orioles teams. He's been on this team since 2019. So, he deserves to finally pitch for a good defense behind him, not a bunch of goofballs like Rio Ruiz or, you know,
DJ Stewart.
DJ Stewart in the outfield. Hanser Alberto. You know, Chance Cisco catching or Pedro Severino catching. You got Adley and McCann. So he deserves this, man. He's been through the depths of what, in this team. So, he deserves this, good team behind him. So, shout out to him. He gets the MVP of this game along with Adley Rutschman. We're gonna move quickly on to this game 3 of the series. Orioles just dominate. They no closer needed in this game. 11-1. Just slam the door on them in the last few innings. Score 7 runs in the last 2 innings to make it 11-1. Just dominating here. Let me see here. We score early in the first to make it 1-0. Santander singles to right after a 2-out double from Mountcastle. Then Westberg just scorches the ball to right field. It's kind of easy to hit a home run here, and they proved it pretty well to make it 3-0 2-run shot from Westy. Rutschman doubles, Arias scores to make it 4-0. McKenna another home run. I don't know where this power's coming from in him, but makes it 5-0. Rutschman single, Arias scores again off of a Rutschman base hit to make it 6-0. Kowser double, finally starting to break free again, makes it 7-0. And Santander hits an absolute bomb for a grand slam to make it 11-0. They kind of put the game away there. Fraley singles to score Benson to make it 11-1, but that's kind of like a Chris Paul, score right there. We already win 11-1. Kind of want to talk about that in a second. Um, our top hitters in the day, Gunnar doesn't get a hit, but he gets a run scored on two walks. Rutschman goes 2 for 5 with an RBI, two RBIs. Mountcastle goes 1 for 5 with a run scored. Santander is hopefully breaking free after this game. He goes 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs, a home run, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Westberg goes 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs, a home run and a run scored. McKenna goes 1 for 3 with an RBI, home run, a walk, and a run scored, or 2 runs scored. Kowser goes 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. And Rios has a pretty good game as well. So 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored. So shout out to them. Pitching line, Dean Kramer gets his third win on the year. I believe it's his third win in a row, if I'm not mistaken. He goes 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. Another great outing from Dean Kramer. Albert Suarez comes in long man relief. He goes 2 and 1/3, zeros across the board with a strikeout. For whatever reason, High thought it was going to be a funny idea to bring in Mike Baumann with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, or with 1 out in the bottom of the ninth, and Baumann goes 2/3. He does his best to try to mess the game up, but he doesn't, thank God. 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 20 pitches, and only 9 of them were strikes. So not even half were strikes that he threw. A terrible outing from Mike Baumann here. Genuinely awful pitcher. Um, kind of give me a reaction to game 3 of the series. And overall, this Red Series, I didn't mean to roast him too hard, but kind of give me a reaction to the game 3 of the series. And like I said, overall in this Red Series.
I just thought of a meme where it's just like, they have a picture of Brandon Hyde and then slowly he turns into John Harbaugh or something. But besides Bowman, it's crazy because if Bowman didn't play this game, it would have been 11
We
to 9.
shut out. He's a jerk off.
I mean, the the runners in scoring position speak for themselves, going 5 for 9, just blowing out a team, in their home field, and just dominating the whole series. They only scored 2 runs this whole series. I mean, the Orioles pitching is just dominating,
Yep.
just dominating. And yeah, as a baseball team, you want to score a lot of runs. I mean, and honestly, it looks like we're on pace to have more home runs than the 1996 Orioles. They were really slugging that year, but you know, what our pitching is doing is very special. It really is. And we don't even need to score 4 or 5 runs to win. Sometimes two to 3 runs are getting the job done. And when you have that type of support from your pitching and your defense, you're going to go a long ways in this league, and
Yep.
especially, in this era of baseball. So, I think that's great. We can
Yeah.
win so many different ways. We won, 2 close games and then we blew them out.
Yep.
And I think that just shows how good we are. And
Absolutely.
we're on a 4 game winning streak now. I think a 4 game winning streak or 3 game winning streak.
Yeah. It's a 4 game winning streak.
Four
It
game.
should be like a 10 game winning streak. We should have swept the
Yeah.
A's. We probably should have swept the Yankees. So what? That's 7 games. That should be like a 10 game winning streak. So not including what did we play before the A's? You remember?
Royals
No, no, no,
or
no, no. Yeah, was
Angels?
it Royals? Angels,
Yeah.
Angels. Yeah, so it should be an 11 game winning streak. So
Yeah. So, we're on a 4 game winning streak. We're atop the AL East, looking pretty, looking pretty, looking pretty good. And we're looking pretty too. So, yeah, we're just doing our thing.
absolutely, and after all those years, I'm glad we don't have this channel when the Orioles were like in like 2019 or we always be talking about
We wouldn't
losses
be
here.
posting any videos of doing space. Wouldn't be worth it.
We probably still would, but it'd just be miserable time. But you know,
Oh, welcome to
oh,
business, man. So,
yeah, we probably get drunk with it. Anyways,
we were like 17 that time
all
or 16.
right, don't put our ages on the internet. But anyways,
You already did.
what was it called? Those days where we just couldn't pitch to save our lives. it all, I guess it is all worth it, with what these pitchers are doing now, with Means, Bradish, Burns, Rodriguez, Irvin, Kramer. Because we got like eight starters on this team, so I don't know, they're just amazing, they really, like you said, locking the door down and, let's be real here. We should have shut the Reds twice, three times in the series, but Kimbrel and Bauman had other plans, and given that they scored their only runs in the ninth in the first two games, in the last two games. So, you know, I don't know if that's closing concerns, but Kimbrel concerns as well. I think we really talked about that pretty well. But I don't know. I love his pitching staff. They're honestly borderline elite at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not going to declare anything too crazy yet, but we got a lot of good guys. Burns is an elite pitcher. Bradish is an elite pitcher. Rodriguez is a great pitcher. Means is a great pitcher. Irvin's a good pitcher. Kramer's a good pitcher. Like, oh my, I just so many starters in this team. Like I don't know what we're gonna do throughout the year. And Suarez, he's a starter as well. He came in for long relief in Game 3. Don't know why I took him out, but he Suarez did good. He's been a little unsung hero. Oh, and I guess the MVP of the last game, probably I'm gonna probably give it to Kramer. Another good outing from him. Overall MVP of the series, the Orioles pitching. Let's be real here. Orioles pitching was the MVP of the series, and they really shined today, or sure, the last 3 days. And I love to see it, and we're heading to DC. The Orioles are heading to DC next to play the Beltway series. One of the two times we're playing the Nats this year. So the Nats aren't an easy rollover. Kind of remind me of the A's almost. They're not a rollover team like how they were the past few years. So we're gonna need to be on our end game that series. I'm excited to watch one of the games down in DC with my mom. So um um you got anything else to say with this Orioles and Red series before I close it out?
I think the series speaks for itself. I have nothing left to say.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully our pitching can continue the run, in DC. If we continue, freaking, pitching this well, they might need to get the Secret Service to take us out of DC, So, oh, no, 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 I gotta go, I gotta go. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say that. It was something about home runs, but um, I'm just gonna leave that to myself. I'll tell you after the video. But anyways, that'll be a recap of the Orioles versus Red series. Our third sweep of the year. Other two I want to say was versus the Twins and versus the what was our other sweep? Remember our other sweep? It was the Twins and the Red Sox. Red Sox.
Yeah.
So we're really beating up on red teams. It seems like, but don't forget to check out our socials down below. They're all linked: our Twitter, Instagram, our TikTok. Don't forget to check out our second channel, Casual Cinema. There's a lot of great movies coming out this year. Deadpool's coming out in a few months. Me and TJ are really excited to see that. There's the one movie you wanted to see. What was it called? Fall Guy, or whatever.
Fall guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe me, TJ, will see that, review that. So, we're not on that channel a lot, but we promise we got more content coming this year. And we're Birds for Sports. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we're out.
Well.